Are you a parent of a teenager? Do you really want to have an amazing relationship with your teenager? Then you're watching the right video. This is Dr. Sharmila, author of the book I Misunderstood, co-authored along with my daughter Ashley. Have you ever wondered why parents of teenagers are always under high stress? Likewise, do you really know why teenagers are always also under huge stress? And the house inside is always more like a battlefield. It doesn't have to be that way. Teenage is an amazing time to spend with your teenager, and if only you can get some simple principles right, then the parentteening journey becomes more like a roller coaster ride. Yes, you heard it right. It is a roller coaster ride, but it doesn't have to be scary. It can actually be the most enjoyable and fun-filled ride along with your teenager. I'm a medical doctor turned social entrepreneur. I founded a company called INSPERA where we support the skilling, empowering and transforming lives of underprivileged youth from across various sectors and get them employable and ready for a transformed life. And what does that have to do with being a parent of a teenager? How can one balance being a parent and balance being an entrepreneur at the same time? And that too, having a teenager at home and still making it enjoyable, that was our journey. When I started my company 3 years back, I was working 18 hours a day and I just didn't have time for my daughter at all. And how many of you watching can relate to what I'm saying? Yes, right? We feel that our employment is everything, our company is everything, but who will take care of our teenager at home? And for the teenager these days, do we even realize what they go through? There's so much of stress. There's so much of bullying. There's so much that's going on in their life that they finally shut us out of us as parents, we are shut out from their life. And that's a very scary place to be in. And that's where our journey was initially. I just didn't know what was happening in my daughter's life. And I didn't have the time. So much so, finally one day when I went and met her teacher, she tells me that my daughter is dyslexic. And there's nothing I could do about it. And as a doctor, I knew that that was not what it was. And I couldn't let that happen. And that's when I decided that this was going to change. And then we started having our small little hot conversations, like I called it. It's just an honest and open talk. Have you tried talking with your teenager? Really? And being open and telling them that I am not a perfect parent and I don't expect you to be a perfect teen. If we are able to bring that amount of openness into our relationship, that's when we can start building our relationship block by block. And that's when your child goes from being on the opposite team, saying, I'm fighting with you because you're finding fault with me the whole time, to being on the same team saying, yes, mom, I understand you're not perfect. And I understand that I am also not perfect. But that's the perfection of the parent and teen relationship. Because at the end of it, tell me, don't you truly love your teen? And don't you really want to see them expand and grow? And do you think that is so difficult? Not really. And does that require a lot of time? Not at all. Going on, from the time we started building our relationship, I sat down, we had this conversation with Ashley, and she became part of my professional journey as well. So let me tell you a little about what INSPERA does. We go out into the village, rural areas, into corporation schools. We find students who have the urge and the desire to learn, but don't necessarily have the funds. So we partner with GE and Tata Trust and provide the students with 0% interest-free loans so that with as minimal of 2,000 rupees, they get into our skilling programs, which is under the Ministry of Skills Development. They become either an X-ray technician or an operation theatre technician or a cardiac care technician, all the technical job roles in the hospital. They go through 4 months of classroom training, After that, we place them in hospitals. And in hospitals, they start their earning capacity by having small stipend. So the first concept is to learn. The second concept is to earn, and then they get certified by the ministry and they get a central government certificate, and we give them 100% placement assistance. So with this placement assistance, they start working. It's a learning which leads on to earning, and the life gets transformed. After being on the job for 1 year, then they start repaying the loan, which goes towards educating another child. So one day I said to Ashley, I'm very busy, Ma. I have work to do. So why don't you go to our village and spend some time with my sister? She went there. She had seen me work, and she went and spoke to girls there about the importance of continuing education. And to our surprise, 4 students from there came down to Chennai and started the X-ray technician program. And you know what it did to my privileged teenager? It made her realize the value of education, the value of what she is getting. So that was one aspect which brought about a change. There is a social element which we need to share with our teenagers so that they understand that everything is provided by parents, but there are so many people out there who don't have anything. So I am this entitled teenager, அப்படின்ற feeling போயிட்டு I am so blessed, I have so much of gratitude for what I have. அப்படின்ற ஒரு கான்செப்ட் நம்ம டீனேஜர்ஸ்குள்ளே வரும்போது the way they look at life changes completely. The second part, what happened was I also sent students to Stanford and Harvard for short-term learning programs. So Ashley was given an opportunity to go there to Harvard University. Second time she went to Stanford University as an intern, and there she learned what are the more possibilities that a teenager can have and how much more apart from just academics that is possible. So a child who was called as dyslexic and did not have an opportunity, or people felt that she could not do it, was there at Harvard University learning from the best professors. And you know what it did to her? It gave her inspiration and aspiration to do more. And that's what we do here at INSPERA. We inspire the next era of generations. And when we started working on this together, we realized that there were so many parents out there who really want their children to win in their life. But for winning, the first step is talking, having a lovely relationship. If as parents we are not standing with our teenagers, tell me who else will. And is that so difficult? Not at all. And that's why we came up with this concept of this book saying, I misunderstood. It's not I misunderstood. That's how it is. These days, we are misunderstanding our teenagers, and teenagers are misunderstanding us parents. And finally, we stop talking. But is that a solution? No. When you really sit down, have an open conversation, I, the parent, miss the teenager, both will finally understand. And if you start understanding your teenager, you will understand where they are coming from. And that's what the entire book is all about, I and the misunderstood. So we also run seminars for parents so that they can understand the teen's perspective much better and start building an amazing relationship. While all of this sounds really, really exciting, there was a phase in my life where I really, really thought that I've lost my teenager. Just sharing with you, India is leading 10 South Asian countries in teenage suicide rates. And this is not just a number off the Google, it's a report by WHO. ரொம்ப பயமாக இருக்குங்க. நம்ம பிள்ளைங்கள்ட்ட என்ன சொல்ல முடியும், என்ன சொல்ல முடியாது, என்ன சொன்னால் கோச்சிப்பாங்க, என்ன சொன்னால் கோச்சிக்க மாட்டாங்க, எதுக்கு வாங்கி கொடுத்தாலுமே பத்தலை. இன்றைக்கி செல்ஃபோன் வேணும், நாளைக்கு லேப்டாப் வேணும், நாளான்னைக்கு கார் வேணும், என்னென்னமோ வேணும். இது பத்தாததுக்கு என்னோடய ஃப்ரெண்டு யாருன்னு தெரியாது, என்னோடய பாய் ஃப்ரெண்ட் யாருன்னு தெரியாது, நான் ஸ்மோக் பண்ணுறேனா இல்லையான்னு தெரியாது, ட்ரிங்க் பண்ணுறேனா இல்லையான்னு தெரியாது. இந்த காலத்தில் பேரண்ட்ஸாக இருக்கிறதுன்றது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான விஷயம். கரெக்டு தானே? பட் இட்ஸ் நாட் தட் வே. You really think teenagers want to do all of that? No. நமக்கு தெரியுமா அவங்க லைஃப்பில் என்ன போயிட்டுருக்கு அப்படின்னு? இன்றைக்கி வந்து ஸ்கூல் டென்ஷன், ஸ்கூலில் போனால் நீ போடுற ட்ரெஸ்ஸு டென்ஷன், உன்னோட வந்து உன் கூட இருக்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் உனக்கு வந்து அவங்க வந்து இன்ஸ்டாகிராமில் வந்து லைக் பட்டன் தட்டுறாங்களா இல்லையான்றது ஒரு டென்ஷன், நீ படிச்சியா இல்லையான்றது டென்ஷன், டியூஷன் போனியா இல்லையான்றது டென்ஷன், அழகாக இருக்கியா இல்லையான்றது டென்ஷன். ஏன்னா உடம்பு மாறுதே. They are no longer child. They are no longer, they are not there as an adult. They are in between. நமக்கே இவ்வளோ டென்ஷன், இவ்வளோ கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்கே, அப்போ அவங்களுக்கு எவ்வளோ கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்கும்? டு வி அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? இதெல்லாம் பத்தாததுக்கு வீட்டுக்கு வந்தா படிச்சியா, சாப்பிட்டியா, தூங்கினியா, எது பண்ண, இது பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சும் போது வாட் டு வி ஸ்டார்ட் வித்? நோ. நம்ம நோன்ற ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது த சைல்ட் ஷட்ஸ் இட் ஆஃப். As a doctor, the first thing is, no is the only statement that registered. Ana no kapra ninga enna solringendradhu, it never gets registered into the child's mind, because the child looks at you saying that you are finding fault with me, mummy, and I am useless. But is that what we are trying to do? Not really. We are trying to tell them what is good. அதுக்கப்புறம் நமக்கு இருக்க டென்ஷனில் வந்து we tell them ஃபைனலாக நீ இதை மட்டும் பண்ணு, அவ்வளோதான், எந்த கேள்வியும் கேட்காது. We tell them what has to be done. But do we ever tell them why it has to be done? Do we take the time? If we can take the time and sit down, do you think they will not listen to us? One more question. When they were growing up, and the first year of life, எத்தனை வாட்டி கீழே விழுந்திருப்பாங்க? அவங்கள எத்தனை வாட்டி நீங்கள் தூக்கி விட்டுருப்பீங்க? அந்த நடக்கிறதுக்குள்ளே வந்து எத்தனை வந்து கஷ்டப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க? அவங்க பிறக்கும் போதே பாட்டி ட்ரெயின்டாக பிறந்தாங்களா? 3 வருஷம் ஆச்சுல்ல உங்களுக்கு பாட்டி ட்ரெயின் பண்ணுறதுக்கு. அப்போல்லாம் பொறுமையாக இருந்த நம்மளால் ஏன் இப்போ டீனேஜ் இயர்ஸில் வந்து பொறுமையாக இருக்க முடியல? நீங்கள் நல்லவரா கெட்டவரா அப்படின்னு கேள்வி கேட்காதீங்க. அட் த எண்ட் ஆஃப் இட் யூ ரியலி வாண்ட் டு ஹாவ் தட் வண்டர்ஃபுல் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் வித் யுவர் டீனேஜர், அண்ட் தட் இஸ் அப்சல்யூட்லி பாசிபிள். It's not about what your teenagers doing wrong. It's about how can we make ourselves correct so that we can make our teenagers listen to us better. How can we bring our teenager onto our side of the table so that they become an amazing person? And if we stand with our teenagers, they can expand their potential like no one can believe. Can you really believe from being a dyslexic child to becoming an author of a book and getting it published and launched as the National Achievers Conference? Is that something that my daughter could have done without me being there? No. And could I have come out of what I was going through and run a company and run a family without her supporting me? No. We think our teenagers are our weakness, but not at all. They are our absolute strength. They are the best friend you can ever have. But do you take the time to build that relationship? And if there is a way we can help you build your strong relationship, that is one thing that me and my daughter were really looking forward to doing it. Our initiative is called Parenteening. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you want to find us. Do find us. Come visit our website. Every Friday evening, we have a live running on the Facebook channel. We started off as a jolly, challenge. And there were parents and teenagers from across the world asking us questions. Why are parents asking us so many questions? When parents are doing so many mistakes, why do they expect us to be perfect? And parents in turn asking their teenagers questions. So we come in as a catalyst, and our only wish and hope is that you build the most amazing relationship with your teenager, because together you are absolutely strong. We wish you a very, very happy parenting journey. Take care. Bye-bye.